Yeah, hello everybody, welcome to another day. Today I just want to talk about something simple, but often taken for granted, the power, flexibility in the choice of purpose. Most times the idea of everyone has a purpose in life is something that it's thrown around so much and we sometimes take it for granted. And the fact is this, the easiest way for anyone to get to wherever they are going, the height of fulfillment and achievement in life is to be able to identify with purpose and grow in that light. And another way that we often discuss this, we talk about the fact that you have to find your passion and be in alignment with that. And in the process of going with your passion, you tend to get to, the point of success. But in all these, I will want to talk about the importance of flexibility. The importance of flexibility, when we're making up our mind, thinking of certain things. The fact is this, we don't have the full picture of whatever we are meant to be doing. We don't have the full picture. Even the Bible talks about the fact that we know in parts. But somewhere along the line, there is something that has been proven over the years. Once you are flexible and open-minded enough, life will bring the information and the opportunity that belongs to you in your direction. Now, if you're not resting and you're out there doing all that you can in order to get to where you're going, when you have done what needs to be done, what you need to do will definitely pop up and you will identify that this is where I'm supposed to be going and this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Now, to buttress this point, I would like to talk about the story of Fred DeLuca. The story of Fred DeLuca. The story of Fred DeLuca. Apparently in 1965, he was just a 17-year-old boy that wanted to go to college and didn't have the money to pay the tuition and all of that. He didn't have enough money and there was no family, backup that could see him through education. So he went to a pharmacist, like a family friend, and told him that he would like to, if he could just borrow some money so that he could go back to school. So he went to the family friend, Dr. Box, and while he was talking to Dr. Box that he wanted to go back to school, now the doctor told him that instead of going back to school, why don't you just start a business? Why don't you start a business? I'll give you $1,000. You can use it to start a business. So he gave him $1,000 and he started selling sandwich. Now, when they team up together to start the business, when the first day of the business, they started selling sandwich to the people around. Now, they sold 312 sandwiches in the first day. Now, immediately they looked at it and it looks like there's an opportunity here. So, they stayed there, they started the business together and grew the business together. 3 years later, they were rebranding. 9 years later, they were opening other outlets, they were giving out franchise and all of that. Now, fast forward till today, fast forward till 2023, the business was the business that they started with just $1,000 in 1965 was grown to over 100 countries. Subway is a well-known restaurant. Now they have grown to over 100 companies with almost 40,000 locations, Now, in as much as we come into life, most of us, some of the time, we tend to think that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, this is where I'm supposed to be going, this is all that I am. Now, flexibility to the fact that sometimes you don't have the entire information and you have to be open-minded enough to be able to connect with the knowledge that you need to get. If not, you could have gone to college and you would have just been one of those guys. But because he listened to Dr. Bock and he went in line with the advice he was given, now he sold the business they started in 1965 for over $9 billion. Now he sold the business in 2023, just 2 years ago, and he sold that business for over $9 billion. So the fact is this, in life we don't have the full details of what we need to be doing and where we need to go. So when you're open-minded enough understand the fact that life will bring information to you. Now, it's not left for you to be quiet enough to listen from the depth of your heart to know that this is the way to go. And the fact is, even though it might not look like it, now there is no harm in trying. Failure is not fatal. There is no harm in trying. That you fail does not mean you're a failure. You have only learned a way in which you're not to go. And when you learn the way not to go, it won't be long before your eyes become open to the things that you need to be doing and the place you need to be going. Thank you very much. Bye.